Hey there and welcome. So let's get right to it. Are you over 60 and are you sick and tired of waking up all night long to use the bathroom? Well, you're in the right place. What if I told you that this is not just a part of getting older you have to accept? Today, we're going to show you exactly how to take back your sleep.
I mean, if this question on the screen feels like it was written just for you, I want you to know a couple of things. First, you are so far from being alone in this. It's incredibly common. But second, and this is the important part, this is a solvable problem. We're not just here to talk about it, we're going to give you the actual tools to fix it.
So, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to uncover the real risks, why this is more than just a nuisance. Then, we dive headfirst into the good stuff, practical, actionable solutions. We'll look at your food and drink, how to retrain your body, and even your sleep environment. And finally, we'll touch on some really important hidden health factors to be aware of.
Okay, first things first. Let's really understand what we're dealing with here. Because trust me, this is about so much more than just feeling a little sleepy the next day.
There's a fancy medical name for it, nocturia. For decades, it was just kind of brushed off as, oh, that's just what happens when you get older. But you know what? Science is telling us that's just not the case. More often than not, it's actually a red flag for a simple imbalance in your daily routine or your health, an imbalance that you can correct.
I want you to think of it like a chain reaction. When your sleep gets shattered into little pieces every single night, your body never gets a chance to do its critical repair work. That deep, restorative sleep, that's when your brain files away memories and your body heals itself. When you interrupt that process over and over, you don't just feel groggy. You're looking at a higher risk of tripping and falling in the dark. And there's serious links to long-term issues with your heart, your memory, and even your mood. So you see, fixing this isn't just a small win, it's a huge act of self-care. And now, for the best part. This is the good news I want you to hear loud and clear. For a whopping 8 out of 10 people dealing with this, it's not some big, scary underlying disease. Nope, it's usually driven by simple, everyday habits. Habits that you have complete control over. The power to get your nights back is quite literally in your hands.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to start with the changes that can have the biggest, fastest impact, and that all starts with what you're eating and drinking in the evening.
Let me tell you about Margaret. She was at her wit's end, waking up 4, sometimes 5 times a night. She honestly felt like a prisoner in her own home, and she thought she was doing all the right things for her health. Turns out, the two main culprits were a nightly cup of relaxing chamomile tea and a comforting but very salty bowl of soup for dinner.
So, learning from Margaret, here are 3 game-changing rules. First, a hard stop on all liquids 3 hours before bed. Call it your liquid curfew. Second, you have to become a fluid detective. Look for those hidden liquids in things like soups, watermelon, or even that herbal tea. And third, and this is a big one, no caffeine after lunch. Caffeine doesn't just wake you up, it also blocks a crucial hormone that tells your kidneys to take it easy and produce less urine at night.
Now let's talk food. We heard from a gentleman named Robert who's 68. He told us he felt like a zombie every single day. His go-to late dinners often had things like tomatoes and cucumbers, and he loved salty snacks. Well, here's what was happening. Those salty and diuretic foods make your body hold on to water all day long. Then, the moment you lie down, your body goes, okay, time to release the floodgates. Robert started eating dinner a bit earlier and swapped his faux foods for friend foods on this list. The result? Within just a few weeks, he was sleeping 6 hours straight. A total game changer.
So we've covered what you're putting into your body. Now let's get into how you can actually physically train your body and your bladder for a full night of sleep. Okay, this next one is going to sound totally backward, but please hear me out. That just-in-case trip to the bathroom right before you hop into bed, it's a trap. See, your bladder is a muscle. When you empty it before it's actually full, you're teaching it to scream, "I have to go," with smaller and smaller amounts of liquid. A woman named Dorothy described it perfectly. She said, "I thought I was being smart, but I accidentally created a monster." Once she stopped doing it, her bladder slowly learned to hold more, and she started sleeping for 5, then 6 hours at a time. How about your sleeping position? Oh yeah, it matters way more than you think. Take Frank, a 71-year-old veteran. He'd slept on his stomach his whole life. Well, that position puts constant, direct pressure on your bladder, sending these false alarms to your brain all night. The second he taught himself to sleep on his side, with a pillow between his knees to help with circulation, his nighttime trips to the bathroom just stopped completely.
This next habit is so simple, but so incredibly effective. Think about it. All day long, gravity is pulling fluid down into your lower legs and ankles. Then, when you finally lie down flat, all that fluid rushes back into your system, straight to your kidneys for processing. But what if you could do that processing before bed? Well, you can. Just prop your legs up for about 30 minutes a couple hours before bed. And while you're sitting during the day, just pump your ankles up and down. You're helping your body do its job while you're awake, so it doesn't have to do it while you're trying to sleep.
All right, on to section 4. We're going to look at something most people never ever consider when it comes to nighttime waking, your actual sleep environment.
So here's the fascinating bit of science. To fall into a deep restorative sleep, your body's core temperature actually needs to drop a little bit. This drop is the signal to produce all the important sleep hormones, including that one we talked about that reduces urine production. So if your bedroom is too warm, you're basically fighting your own biology. You're making it harder for your body to get the memo that it's time for sleep and rest.
And the solution can be just incredibly simple. We heard from Eleanor, who's 69. She loved her cozy flannel PJs and a warm, toasty bedroom. She was also getting up 5 times a night. On a whim, she switched to lightweight cotton pajamas and cracked open a window to cool the room down. Almost overnight, she started sleeping right through. It's all about creating a cool sleep haven and working with your body, not against it.
Okay, we've talked diet, we've talked habits, we've talked environment. Now for our last, and I have to say, very important section. We need to look at some potential health factors that you should absolutely discuss with your doctor.
Okay, listen up, because this one is a really big deal. Sleep apnea. It is a major and way too often undiagnosed cause of nocturia. Here's the deal. When you stop breathing for a moment during an apnea episode, your body freaks out. It goes into stress mode and releases a hormone that tells your kidneys to dump water immediately to try and lower the pressure on your heart. If that description on the right, the loud snoring with pauses or gasps, sounds even a little bit familiar, you have to promise me you will talk to your doctor about it. It is absolutely crucial.
And finally, you have to be a detective about your medications. So many common prescriptions, especially diuretics, water pills, can be the direct cause if you take them too late in the day. Now, let me be crystal clear. Never, ever change your medication schedule on your own. But do have that conversation with your doctor. Ask them, hey, could the timing of this be affecting my sleep? Certain supplements might help too, but again, please talk to your doctor first to make sure they're safe and right for you.
So as we wrap this up, if there's one thing I want you to take away, it's this. I know this whole issue can feel completely out of your control, just overwhelming. But for most people, the solution is right there. It's in a handful of small, simple, consistent changes to your daily life. The power really is in your hands.
Hey, remember Robert from earlier, the one who changed what he ate for dinner? This is what he told us after a few weeks. Think about that. It's not just about not being tired. It's about feeling younger, more energetic. It's about getting your life back. That's what's on the table here.
So I'll leave you with this one question. You don't have to tackle all of this at once. That's too much. Just pick one. What is the one simple change you're going to try tonight? Are you going to set that liquid curfew? Prop up your legs while you watch TV? Maybe just turn down the heat a little. Your journey back to a full night's sleep starts with that one small step. Thank you so much for joining us.